Welcome to another episode of the House Huddle Podcast. Here are your hosts, Rob Schwartz and Justin Onayemi, two Bears fans who decided talking into a microphone was better than shouting at their television.
Welcome in, Hallis Huddlers. Huddle up. I got no one to huddle up with. It's just me, Rob Schwartz, Bear Goggles on. Justin Onayemi couldn't be with me today. This is a podcast episode that was not planned, but it was something that I felt like we needed to address. I said, we're going to try to go every 2 weeks unless something, important kind of happens. And today, something important kind of happened. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit here. I should have noticed this beforehand. We're going to go like this. All right. So today, actually, it was last night, Eddie Jackson had come out and put some stuff out on social media. So we're going to touch on that. Before we do, as we've said many, many times, we are trying to give away a free Chicago Bears jersey. It does not have to be Justin Fields. It can be any jersey of your choice. We're going to give that away to any of our subscribers. So right now, if you have not subscribed and you are hearing this channel for the first time, or maybe you've heard this channel before, hit the subscribe button. We are at 570 some subscribers. Again, thank you very, very much for all the support that you guys are giving us. We have a giveaway that we're going to do as soon as we hit that 750 mark. Okay, 750 subscribers. We're going to go ahead and pick one of our lucky subscribers and give that jersey away. This is not a fake giveaway. We're not going to give it to some burner account. It's not that we're going to pretend we're giving it away and then never actually send it. We have done giveaways before. I have sent those out. I have even tried to get a hold of people multiple times. And when I can't, then we give it away to another person. So again, this is going to be 574 is where we're at right now. I just wanted to look. And I also wanted to just give a quick shout out to one of our subscribers who's been giving us a lot of traction in the comments and has been supportive over the last few weeks. And that is Philip. And I'm going to not pronounce your last name correctly, but Dalmer. But Philip has been fantastic in the comments. So we really appreciate the support from him and everyone else who has joined. There's been quite a few over the last few days. All right. Now, if you have not heard about this situation yet, last night, Eddie Jackson took to social media and he posted this on Twitter right here. It says new beginnings. And then on his Instagram account, he posted just all black. It was on his story, so you can't access it anymore, but it says all love Chi-Town with a peace sign. I'm assuming that means new beginnings, as in he was told he is not going to be brought back in 2024. And I'm going to assume that peace sign is like, peace out, love you guys, but I got to move on. Right now, Eddie Jackson, if he was to remain on the roster under his current contract, is going to be making $18 million, a little bit over $18 million. If the Chicago Bears cut him, they'll save anywhere between $12 and $14 million. $12 million if they just do a straight cut. 14 if they designate him as a post-June 1 cut, which that will spread that salary out over the 2024 and 2025 season. Personally, that $2 million difference isn't enough for me. I think they should just do a straight cut if that's what they're going to do. I don't want to see that $7 million now and $7 million later just to get that extra $2 million, but I'll leave that up to Ryan Poles. Hopefully we're going to see something similar happen here with Cody Whitehair soon. That's the other player that I thought should potentially be a cap casualty this year. If they cut him, they'll save roughly $9 million if they do it right away. And then if they designate him as a post-June 1 cut, then they save 10 million. Same situation between the two players. If they were to save 12 and 9 versus 10 and 14 just to get that extra 3 million, I don't think it's worth it spreading it out over those couple of years, as you're going to have to start paying some of these guys. You got to pay Jalen Johnson. Even if they go with Caleb Williams, there's still going to be guys on this roster that they're going to have to pay. And they're going to need some room down the road. And rather than kick the can down the road, let's just get it off the books in 2024. So I just wanted to touch base on this. I am an Eddie Jackson supporter. As you can see, I am wearing an Eddie Jackson shirt today, just specifically for this situation. I have been an Eddie Jackson supporter since he was drafted. I thought it was a great pick. His rookie season, I thought he'd played really well, showed a lot of flashes. Obviously, everyone knows about the 2018 season. That was like historic. 2019, people started to turn on him a little bit, and then the writing just hit the wall. Fans constantly were saying he couldn't tackle. He doesn't take hits. He shies away. And there's some valid criticism there. There really is. He is someone who might not always try to make that hard hit, tries to preserve himself a little bit. But over the last 3 years, he hasn't played a full season. He played 14 games 3 years ago. And then the last 2 years, he's only been in 12. 2022 started out great. He had 4 interceptions over those first few, about the first quarter, a little into the second quarter of the season. Then he had his Achilles injury and then was done for the year. Here's the thing. The missed tackle thing is a little bit overblown. Let's just take a look at it. Okay. Everyone loved that 2018 season, right? It was historic. Everyone talks about it. Oh, that 2018 season, he was fantastic. He was great. Well, his missed tackle rate was the second highest of his career at 17.7. Okay, he improved year after year after year. And it wasn't just he would not make the tackles. He just made better angles. And he progressed as a player. He progressed as a safety. Okay, he's a true free safety. Then we saw them try to bring in a few guys where they were, trying to have almost like 2 free safeties on the field. As soon as they lost Adrian Amos, who went to the Green Bay Packers, they brought in Clinton Dix, who is basically a free safety also. And it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great, right? So he progressed. Again, 2021, people were saying he was garbage. 2022, people saying he was garbage. And here's where I take issue with is everyone saying, well, he just missed tackles. He just missed tackles. He missed tackles. I mean, the stats don't lie, guys. He wasn't missing tackles during those 2 seasons. He just wasn't getting the splash plays. Okay. And this is where I think everyone holds on to. They say the same thing because you hear it, you regurgitate it, you say it over and over again. But at the same time, it was the splash plays that were missing. Okay. 2017. All right. He had 2 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries. He also had a touchdown return in that season. Okay. 2018 was the big year, right? He had 6. Actually, I take that back. I think that stat is wrong. 2017, I believe he actually had 2 return touchdowns. In fact, I know he had 2 return touchdowns in 2017 because 2018, he had 6 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 3 return touchdowns. And over those first 2 seasons, I recall he had 5 touchdowns, and he was better than some of the receivers in that department who were drafted in the same year he was. Okay. So 5 touchdowns that he had over the first 2 years, absolutely fantastic. Pro Bowl, all pro player. 2019, things started to look a little bit worse, but he still got that big payday. And that's where we're at right now. Okay. He wasn't contributing enough in those splash plays. If you do recall, if I remember, I think it was 2021. I don't remember if it was 21 or 22. He had a lot of interceptions that he returned or was on the track to return. And then they, called these stupid ticky-tack fouls that shouldn't have been called, that overturned the interceptions, overturned the touchdowns. So some of those stats should be on this sheet and they're not, but football is football, and you got to make up for it when the calls don't go your way. And he just wasn't doing it, right? Like he wasn't doing as much as over the last 3 years, hasn't been healthy the last 3 years. He's now over the age of 30. And the writing was on the wall. You can't pay him $18 million. I know I said that I thought maybe they might have to keep him. I thought maybe they'd try to restructure his deal, and maybe they've been talking about it and he wasn't willing to do it. I don't know. I don't have any of that information. They might have just said, hey, nope, we're moving on. I get it. My concern is if you look at free agency, there are not a lot of names out there. There are some big names. Obviously, the biggest name that's going to be available at the free safety spots, Antoine Winfield Jr. I would love to see him here in Chicago, but he's most likely going to get the franchise tag. I don't think he's going to hit free agency. There are a few other names, though, that are out there. Some guys who are kind of hybrids that can play both strong and free that could be a potential fit here. The draft, there isn't a lot of like guys that I would consider like top tier guys that you need to go out and get. The two guys, Tyler Newman and I'm blanking on his first name, Kitchens, was his last name, out of Miami. Those two are the top two safeties probably here in the draft. Not anyone that Chicago's even going to be probably looking at this point, because you're not going to take him as early as 9. They're not worth that. And they don't have a second round pick. So if like Kitchens drops to the second, to me, he's like a fringe first rounder, fringe second round guy. If they don't have a second round pick, they're not gonna be able to get him. And obviously we all know we want a center with that second round pick if they were able to get one. So some type of trade scenario. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where they go here in this draft, how they attack some of these positions. I think safety, they're going to have to look at free agency, but also look at drafting someone. I've heard people say Terrell Smith could be an option if he was converted. My problem with that is even if you sign Jalen Johnson, to me, you need 3 corners in this league. So you need Johnson, you need Tyreek Stevenson, you need Terrell Smith. Those are those 3 guys that I think you're going to need this year. And if you try to move him to safety, then you got to find another corner to replace him. Maybe that is an option. Maybe they go to free agency for that. Maybe they find that there's more depth at corner in this draft and they can find one of those guys later. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out completely. I think it's something that's going to get hammered out in camp, and we're not going to know exactly what that's going to look like, obviously, here in February. There are some guys, though, that I like in those mid rounds. Early day 3 picks, late day 2 picks, so 3rd, 4th rounders that they could look at here in the 2024 draft to try to fill these positions. But basically, I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys. I think too many people are like thinking that this is going to be a fantastic thing, even though again the writing was on the wall. We all knew that they were going to be cut. Both Eddie Jackson and Cody Whitehair most likely are both going to be cut. I think too many people forget just how much Eddie Jackson does on the field without actually impacting the play himself. He's always been one to make sure that the DBs are in position. He's a vocal leader out on that field. And I'm telling you, he's going to be missed, guys, because Mike Brown was here, and once he was gone, and then we lost, and then we had Eddie Jackson here. That gap in between, you didn't have a safety that you could just lock in place, not have to think about every year, year in and year out, every year, year in and year out. So Eddie Jackson, I'm sorry, you're going to be missed more than I think fans are going to let on right now. And I think we're going to see it unless somehow Ryan Poles fits somebody in there, and finds just the right guy to work in Matt Eberflus' system. It's definitely possible. But let us know in the comments, what's your favorite Eddie Jackson moment? Did you like that he changed numbers from 39 to 4? Let us know that in the comments. Hit the like button. I wanted to say that if anything else like this happens, again, this is a cryptic tweets, but it's definitely pointing in the direction that Eddie Jackson is gone. We're just going to keep bringing this content all off season. All right. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get yourself entered into that free jersey giveaway. And I got nothing else to say on the part at the moment. Just leave us comments, and you got something to say to me. Maybe you think I'm wrong in certain ways. I'll definitely respond back. For now, that's all I got. I don't have anyone to hit home with, but we'll just go bear down to you guys, and everybody enjoy the rest of the weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl. I got the 49ers. Not that I necessarily think they're going to win. I just want them to win. So let's go Niners. Let's go George Kittle. Okay. George Kittle, a Bears fan. Let's go George Kittle. Let's get this thing.